Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week. I hope that you're feeling great on this Monday morning. So before I kick off, I just want to remind everyone about the Plumbing Industry Awards taking place on the 28th of July. Please, guys, go and register for it. If you need more information, you can email marketing@opsa.org. So please go and look out for that. Then just a reminder, we are in another wave of COVID. Thank goodness it's not as hectic as the previous ones. It's getting better. But having said that, we need to keep safe. So just remember all the tips to continue keeping yourself safe and your staff safe and your clients safe, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and all the information that we know very well by now in terms of what we need to do to prevent COVID from spreading. So on to my topic this morning. Firstly, I just want to say again, thank you so much to our OPSA for the opportunity to be here this morning and hopefully to share some insights with you that will help and add value to your business. As Karim said, my name is Mandy Keil, and my experiences that I'm going to share specifically with regards to relationship building this morning is through being a part of an amazing team at the UPP Group. My role in UPP is to grow and empower others. I'm also a personal business and leadership coach at Coach Up, together with my husband, Duncan Keil, who is also in this industry. And today, as my slide says, we're going to be chatting about relationships, specifically client relationships. There's a little byline under my heading that says people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And this is something that I have experienced over the years, is that if you want ongoing client relationships, if you want them to come back to you, they come back to you because of those three things. They know you, they like you, and they trust you. But let's get into the detail of what client relationships is all about. Now, I just want to point out that I'm touching on this subject this morning. Client relationships it's such a huge topic, and it's so important. And I normally run full workshops on this over a number of days or sessions. So I hope that I do justice in summarizing what it's about this morning. And for that, I'm going to focus on some key elements that I find really important. So the first thing I want to say is that relationships are the only thing that matters in business and in life. And what do I mean by that? So let's begin with the indisputable reality that everything that we do is relational. Whether it's a personal relationship with your partner, your children, your parents, your friends, or business, your colleagues in business, your suppliers, or your fellow journeymen and women, and absolutely yes, with your clients, everything is based on how you relate to them and how they relate to you. And so what do we mean when we speak specifically about client relationships? So let's establish what the difference between a customer is first and a client, because you'll hear me speaking. I hardly ever speak about customers. I always speak about clients. So a customer is someone who will purchase a product from you, and they might or they might not come back. They might just pop into you or a shop or wherever it is because it's convenience, and they buy that thing and they go. Or if it's like, let's say, a one-stop garage that they pass every morning for their coffee or whatever it is, they might go there more often, but there is no real relationship with you as the owner of the business other than that point of convenience. Where a client is someone that you establish a long-term relationship with through the professional service that they experience from you. They are what I call your fan base, your cheerleaders, your best marketing strategy. Now, the traditional definition of a client is similar to the one that I'm pulling up on the screen now. I've looked far and wide for various definitions with regards to client relationship, and they all kind of are summarized in this quote that I have on the screen. And it says that a client relationship is a concept that refers to a company's interactions with clients and their approach to building a positive working relationship. But is this really what it's all about. You know, when I look at this definition, it kind of doesn't have any feeling to it. And let's be honest, relationships are all about how we feel. One of my favorite quotes in life is by Maya Angelou. And she says that I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So relationships is about how others make us feel and how we make them feel. And so is this definition, this explanation that you see on the screen, is this really what client relationships are all about? You see, I really don't resonate with this concept of what a client relationship is all about. And if we had to really take a look at how we engage and interact with our clients, whether it is through social media, whether it is that phone call or that meeting that we set up, we have been coached throughout life into almost being narcissistic in how we approach our clients. Now, I'm not saying that you are a narcissist, please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying everything that we've learned through the years is about what we do. We tell our clients all the time how we are the best, what services we offer, how we have the best rates. And it's all about how we want our clients to see us. And that's what I mean by the fact that a lot of businesses are narcissistic in its approach. And narcissism, let's be honest, is bad for business. So how do we make a difference in how we approach our clients? I just want you to take a look within your business for a second. So if you can just stop and just reflect on how you engage with your client, what your message is to them. And I'd like to touch on something that we call, and we all call it in the industry, we call it a vision statement. Okay, many businesses have a vision statement. We taught that on our websites, in our marketing material, in our portfolios. We need to tell companies that we deal with, or our clients that we deal with, what our vision statement is. And if we look at the vision statements that we have, most of them tend to be about, we want to be the best plumbing company in South Africa. We want to be the best plumbers for our clients. It's all about how we want to be to our clients. And the other thing that we need to look at is how do we add value to our clients in terms of what we are communicating to them through that vision statement? Where do they fit into it? Where do their needs and what they require from us fit into our way of communicating? So that is really important, and I'd really like you to reflect on that, because it's almost the way we've been coached is almost self-centered in the way we do business. And so we need to change this. And how do we do that? So let's just take a look at what it is that we should be doing. Now, like I said earlier on, I'm going to be touching on certain aspects of relationship management. And this is just one area that I find really pertinent in terms of how we connect with our clients. And one of the things that you need to understand today is that you are a leader, and building client relationships and engaging with your clients begins with how you lead. And what do I mean by that? So I'm not referring to leadership in the traditional context of you being a business owner or a director or a boss or a CEO. Often when we think of the word leader, then that's what we think of, who is in charge. But for me, that is not what leadership is about. Leadership is about your ability to inspire people. So in the context of relationship building, how do you inspire your clients? So let's first look at what I mean by leadership so that we can better understand how this fits into relationship management. Number one, it's about what do people need to know about your services, products, etc. But more importantly, it's about you understanding what their needs are so that when you look at your solutions, you are focused on your client, you are focused on their expectations and their needs. Your questions that you ask in terms of building relationships with your client is so important. Many times when we are planning our meetings, our client meetings, we may be creating scripts about what it is we can offer to them, what services we have that they may need, without even understanding what it is that they need. So your questions must be asking your client about their needs, what they require, what their challenges are, and obviously in the space that we're in, what I call their water solutions challenges are. So what is it that they're experiencing all the time? And then you can start speaking into what it is that you have to offer that can assist them, instead of just going and say, well, you know, we do solar installations, we do backup water, we do maintenance plumbing, we do all of those things. They might not need that. You need to first find out what it is that they need. And then you can say what they need to know about what you can offer. What do they see? Do they see your passion? Do they see how you can add value to them? Do they see how you are interested in them? And you can all have examples of how you might be able to do this within your space. So within the context of UPP, and I can only use UPP as an example because that is my sphere of experience every single day. So when we go out to our clients, we have made sure we understand who they are, what their history is, what their home history is, or their building history is. We look at everything that we know about them. And when we engage with them and the conversation that we have with them is all about things that we know matter to them. We have understood them. We've understood them even on a personal level, finding out who they are, what they're interested in, their family, all of those kind of things. But we don't just do it to as a script. We do it because we mean it. We do it because we want to add value to the lives of our clients. And in doing that, they form a connection with us. You know, we can all communicate in life, but you need to start learning how to connect with your clients. And the result of that is how you make them feel. Their confidence in you grows from that. I came across a saying once that when you promise someone something, so when you promise your client something, you give them hope. They've been experiencing an issue, a problem, and through you promising to solve that issue for them, that geyser repair, that burst pipe, that blockage, whatever it is, you're giving them hope in that they're not going to have that issue anymore. When you carry through on that promise, they develop trust in you. So it's about doing something really well and doing it the first time and delivering on what you've said that you would deliver on. And that is what grows their confidence and their trust in you, and what inspires them at the end of the day to not just come back to you, but to go and tell others about you. So they become your best marketing strategy. We all hear about referral business, and we often think about it in the context of when you do a job, saying to the client, Mr. Client, if I've given you a great service today, if I have solved your problem today, is there anyone that you can think of who would benefit from my service? Can you refer me on to that person? And yes, that absolutely is what we need to do, and we need to ask for referrals. But when you start really connecting with your clients and you really start delivering on what you need to be for them instead of what they need to be for you, because that's our traditional model, is who clients need to be for us. When we become to our clients what we need to be for them, they become your vision carriers. They become your best marketing strategy without you even having to ask for referral. They become your fan base, your cheerleaders, and they go and tell other people about you without you needing to ask. That is where you want to get to in terms of your client relationships. So guys, you are leaders. Understand that you are leaders in this field, and leadership is influence, and you can influence clients and inspire them to keep coming back to you through how you engage with them. So I chatted a little bit about communication, and John Maxwell, he's one of my favorite leaders out there, leadership coaches in the world. And he says, if you ask me what's the one thing you can do to be more successful, I'd say learn to communicate. But one of my best books that I've read by him is a book called Everyone Communicates, Few People Connect. And relationship requires connection. I mentioned connect, I think about a slide or two ago. So if you're going to connect with people, like I've been saying, people need to know that you understand them, that you are interested in them, and you're not just there to speak about yourself and your business and everything that it is that you want to get out of them. So people, when they connect with you, communicating is maybe just sharing information and speaking about stuff, and that's important. But when people connect with you and you connect with them, it takes that relationship to a different level. They really, truly engaged with you, and you are engaged with them. So here are just a couple of steps to a great connection of how you can really connect with your clients out there. Number one is your availability. You choose to spend time with them. You're intentional about your availability with your clients, especially those clients that you have relationships with that you need to be meeting, seeing, engaging with. Make yourself available, set up that time, and be intentional about that time. You need to listen. You need to really, instead of going in with a mindset of, when I go there, I need to tell them this, this, and this. Go in, you can have that as your backup if your conversation gets round to that, because you always need to be prepared for that. But go in and really listen to what they are saying. You need to ask the right questions. So all conversations and all relationships, if you want to really get the most out of it, you've got to ask really, really great questions. And you then have to really listen to what they're saying and look for that common ground that you can chat about. And when you're asking questions, be interested enough to ask about them, not just share information about yourself. Thoughtfulness. I will think of my clients and look for ways to help them. So you're not just going in with a sales pitch, but you're really going in listening to them and finding that areas that they have pain points, being thoughtful and looking for ways that's going to help them within their budgets, within their sphere of being able to have a solution applied to them. Openness to people, being interested in their lives, being interested in who they are, what makes them tick. And then I know likability is spelled incorrectly over there, but I really want to say it's about likability. Okay, so when you just go in and you're a person that just talks about yourself, people switch off. Likability is, again, it's when you show that interest in people and they really feel cared for. That is when your likability factor rises up. It goes into the green, and they want to spend time with you because they enjoy your company. Humility is that you will think less of yourself and more about your client. It's also in our business, one of our business values is about being humbly confident. Yes, we are the experts in our field. And but we don't have to be arrogant about it. We don't have to go and shove it down our client's face. It's about how we communicate our experience and our solutions to clients. And if we do that, knowing our things, but doing it humbly, again, that helps to establish relationships, and it helps people to connect to you. And adaptability is when you have that ability to rise above yourself and move from your world into theirs, and really try and figure out what's going to make things tick for your client, being adaptable to their situation, not just going in with your own agenda. And I just want to end off on this. So my background before I joined the plumbing industry was at Discovery Health. And I'll never forget sitting around a boardroom table. We were experiencing a challenge, and Adrian Gore, the CEO of Discovery, was there as well. And a lot of people were complaining and saying, yeah, but people don't understand. This is what we're about. They just don't get us. And there was just so much whinging and whining going on. And Adrian just sat there listening. And when he had his moment to speak, he spoke to us about perception. And he said, at the end of the day, when it comes to our clients, perception is all that matters. It doesn't matter what we think our vision is, and it doesn't matter what we think our mission is. Obviously, those things are important. He said, but at the end of the day, if that is not what the client is experiencing, their perception is based on their experience with a business. And if their perception is not a good one, then we need to look internally about how we're communicating, what experience we are giving clients, how we are connecting with them, what, when they engage with us, what is it that they feel? Do they feel they can trust us? Do they feel like we have their best interest at heart? And so your business is no longer what you tell your customer it is. It's not about what you tell your customer your service is. It's not about what you tell your customer you are wanting to, your vision is, or how you are better than all the other plumbing businesses out there, or about how great your rates are, or what your next special is. It's not about that. Your business is what customers tell other customers it is. And when you're in the relationship building game, and you're learning to really listen to your clients and engage with them and connect with them, and they develop a trust relationship in who you are as a company, they know when they pick up that phone with that issue, that problem, that challenge, that you are a company, a business that's not going to be there just to make a buck. Obviously, we're in the business of making money, but you're really there to solve their issue and solve their problem and help add value to their lives. That's when your customer becomes your fan. Your business is not about what you tell your customer it is. Your business is what customers or your clients tell other customers it is. And that's it from me for today. I hope that what I shared with you sparks a thought. I'd like to engage with anyone further, and I'm available to chat if anyone ever wants to chat further about this topic. Yeah, and that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mandy, for this powerful message in this informative session. I believe there are no questions from the attendees. Steve, is there anything you'd like to add from your side before we end off?
Yeah, just to say, Mandy, well done. I think you hit the nail on the head this morning, and I'm sure those in attendance are going to get a huge amount of value out of what you've shared today. So I really do want to thank you. And I think just putting it in the perspective of, in ourselves, in our businesses, we deal with people that exactly what you've spoken about this morning, about why do we buy from there? Why do we drive past 5 shops that provide the same thing but go to one? And it's that connection, it's that personal attention to detail, it's that recognition when you walk into the shop and they call you by name and they know you. And sometimes to look at our business and say, are we doing exactly the same? Why do we go there? And how do we apply that in our business to our customers? So Mandy, I really just want to thank you very much for this morning. It was really inspirational. And I'm sure that everybody has got huge value out of what you've done this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Stephen. And thank you, Karim. And thank you, our officer, for everything that you are doing in our industry.
Thank you very much. And just a quick comment from...
A comment?
Yes, from Laurentius, important to be there whenever the client calls.
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
So the comment is, it's important to be there when the client calls.
Yes, so I would, so obviously I think it speaks to that availability that I was referring to. And it depends on your business structure. I mean, some of you are still running a business where you are that person, you're taking the calls and you are doing the plumbing, and some of you might just have a structure where you've got a back office. You need to create some type of environment where your clients know that you have heard them. So even if you're running your own business, I know that on various communication channels, I think even on WhatsApp Business, the WhatsApp Business functionality, there is a setting where you can create an auto response. So if someone is sending you a message, etc., or if it's your voicemail, you need to let them know that you've heard them, that you've got it, and that you will be getting back to them. And guys, get back to them. If you've got a backup office, obviously you have people taking that call. But clients need to know that their calls have been received and it's been attended to.
Yeah, I think that, Karim, that's what Mandy's saying there is, so often from my opposite side, you don't get that, so, and I keep on saying people advertise, and why do we advertise? To get consumers, and yet, that communication, that link, we just don't seem to follow up, and I think it goes back to what Mandy's saying. If you've got a back office and those individuals that are working for you don't have the same willpower, it's about that training to get back that what you're expecting and what you would deliver, is to ensure that the training of the staff meet or exceed those requirements as well. And I think it's something that in the future, Mandy, so dynamic this morning, is we maybe have a look at that. As you said this morning, you've got yourself and you know what you're doing, but are your staff following up? And I used to get people when I had my businesses that I'd get friends to phone in and just see if they were doing the right thing, just to check up on, just to make sure that we were meeting that level or exceeding that level of service to the clients and building that relationship.
Yes, absolutely, Stephen. I completely agree with you. In fact, what we do is every Wednesday morning early, we get our teams in, everybody in the company, and we do exactly that. We have vision, value, alignment sessions. We speak about our processes. We go into all of that, and we do it repeatedly, because you need to do things repeatedly for that to stick within your business, and to make sure that the experience clients have is consistent throughout your business and through everyone that they engage with. And, I was just thinking now while you were speaking, one of my things that probably annoys me the most is when I am going onto a website of a service provider for something that I'm needing, and I'll go and check their website page out. There's no contact number or email. They've got a contact page. To get hold of them, and I complete the contact page, and that's the only way I can get through to them, and no one responds. I don't hear from them, and I'm thinking, why do you have that if you don't intend contact? You're losing a potential client. So whatever way you are going to do this, you need to make sure you have that follow-up in place. And that is that person, because they, at that point, they're a customer, they're not a client yet, and that's their first experience with your business. And if that's how they experience your business, even if you do get back, but you only get back to them a week later, in their minds, you are not that important. As they are not that important to you. So why should they support your business? So we need to look at those things. And Stephen, sorry, just to end, I definitely would love to do a session on team alignment, I suppose, within your business, because that's really important from a client consistency experience.
Yeah, I agree. I had one similar where I was looking to purchase something from somebody and I sent off that same thing online, do whatever. And 3 weeks later, I get a phone call, and you must know how impressed I was 3 weeks later that they get back to you. But it's that type of thing. And then now for me, I'm just, I won't deal with that company. And I think that's something that the plumbing industry's got to learn through all of our complaints and stuff that we get through. It's about, that expectation, not meeting it. And I know sometimes people will go, yeah, well, we did our best and people are difficult. But I think we learn from those situations as well. What can we do better? How would we have done it differently? It's that type of thing. And it's getting across to your employees and our staff and saying, these are our customers, not mine, but they're ours. Without those customers and those relationships and those clients now, we're not going to have this. And, business is tough. And what are we going to be doing different to make sure that we get more clients?
Absolutely. If I can just remind everyone, that trust is the foundation of every relationship. So just don't break your client's trust in when you say something, do it.
Thank you very much, Mandy. We look forward to your next session, and take care, everybody. Have a great Monday and a safe week. Thank you.